Let me win. But if I cannot win, let me be brave and attempt.
Ladies and gentlemen, the living flame represents the flame of hope which burns brightly in all of our participating athletes here tonight.
This is it, boys. This is war. What are we waiting for? Why don't we break the rules?
To the athletes, you are here. You're the best. Practice has paid off. The goal is in sight. Compete with skill. Compete at your best, your very highest level. You have earned this position.
My bones from wondering why am, oh, who am I? Well, some nights I wish.
There's only one thing certain about these games, and that everybody that participates will be champions.
Nights I'm scared you'll forget me again. But some nights I always win.
I am Pat Carpenter-Bourgeois. I'm the president and CEO of Special Olympics Louisiana. And I began my Special Olympics career many years ago as a coach. We give them self-confidence. You know, so many of our parents have been told that their child will never walk, their child will never button their shirt, they'll never ride a bike. And that's what many of them believe. But then Special Olympics came along and showed them, well, they can swim the proper stroke. They can run a race properly. And the parents are then wondering, well, can they make a sandwich? Can they make their bed? So those are the types of things I think that the family members get from being associated with Special Olympics and seeing the types of things that their children can do. Special Olympics is more than sports. We absolutely are more than sports. We realized early on that Special Olympics, that sports is a catalyst for Special Olympics, that we teach them so much more that builds life skills. And it's hard to do that sometime in the classroom.
My name is Kevin Collins. I'm the Director of Sports and Competition. During my time here, I've been able to get a better understanding of working with, coaching, teaching, interacting with persons with intellectual disability. During my time as an intern, I was kind of frightened and I talked louder because I expected them not to hear me well. I was very, kind of standoffish, but once I kind of got into the full flow of things, it really changed my perspective because, they're people just like anyone else. And a lot of times, looking from the outside in, people don't understand that just because they're different, or they walk different, or talk different, or they're in a wheelchair or have a walker, all that stuff, that really means nothing because they're still a person at the end of the day. I have a lot of just moments that I remember from my time here, just watching athletes receive awards and them getting so excited from just a medal, seeing athletes win a race or just being a part of a team in general. Those moments that I've witnessed throughout my years here are real great.
So many people are unfamiliar with our athletes. A lot of people are afraid, or they think they may harm them in some way. So I think it's just coming out and broadening your own perspective about people with disabilities that makes a real difference in Special Olympics.
Hi, I'm Kendra Sandra Albert Hilliard. I'm the mother of Kayvon Albert, who is a Special Olympic athlete in Louisiana. Myself being an athlete, growing up, I've always wanted to find something that was there for Kayvon that he could do and he enjoyed doing. And myself being a track and field athlete, I thought about track and field being something that he could do using his wheelchair. So the stories that I have to share about Special Olympics is that Kayvon gave it his all and his best, and from there we have many success stories. Has picked up his spirits and everything. His grades in school has went up all because of Special Olympics. He looks forward to the competing and more so seeing his friends than just competing. I look at Kayvon as a normal child, as a normal person. I don't see him for a disability. Kayvon can do anything that anybody else can do as long as he sets his mind to it.
Another athlete that I had a chance to encounter was Kayvon Albert. I didn't know him until our national games year. His name got pulled and I was like, okay, this kid from capital area, you know, we got to see how it works out. And I spoke with his mom.
Me being the parent I am and never having Kayvon separated from me, I called Kevin and I was nervous and I was like, do you think that, I'll stay in a hotel if I have to, just to be in the same town that he's in. So Kevin arranged so that I could be on campus because I was CPR certified and also a coach with Special Olympics to be with Kayvon.
And he didn't see his mom the whole time he was there. He was hanging out with the fellas. And the National Games softball team kind of adopted him as their little brother. And from that point, he just really flourished.
And it was just an experience that I will never forget.
That opportunity allowed him to grow up just a little bit, and just, understand that I can do some things without help.
We'll stay in Special Olympics as long as Special Olympics is there, as long as they'll keep us here. We're here with them. Like I said, it's a part of our family, and we'll never let them go.
Hi, I'm Martha Ann Beckwith, and I'm with Special Olympics.
When did you start Special Olympics?
Back in 1977.
Oh gosh, how did you get started with it?
I was out at Hammond State School and they got me in.
Do you love it?
Yes. When I first started with it, I was not sure. After the sport was over, I'm standing there wondering, what's going to happen, or what I was going to get. And one of my coaches said, with the expression on my face, she knew my expression. She knew what I was thinking. I was thinking that I wasn't going to be good, but I was. I love it, and you get to be with all the people that you know from there. That's my thing. In my early years, I was called the R word for a number of years, and then one day I told them I was tired of hearing it, but people still do it. I can't stop them. Back then it made me feel bad, but now it doesn't bother me no more. I'm used to it. But I'm with the cancel leadership group, and we're trying to take that word out, the dictionaries. I would tell them that instead of looking at the person's disability, they need to look at the person first, because they're a whole person inside. I was in Baton Rouge years ago, and I was living in my own apartment, and this lady from some office that deals with people like me, she called me that morning and she wanted to know what I was doing, and she put me in the hospital saying something was wrong with me and all this. She made them admit me. And after that, my pastor and his wife got me after I got out of the hospital. And I came out in Livingston Parish after that. I'd like to have my own house someday, but right now I can't do that.
My son Alton, he's 11 years old now. When he was born, he was diagnosed with Down syndrome and later was labeled autistic. He immediately had to have heart surgery within 8 weeks of birth, and from there it caused some problems. He had a mini stroke during the heart surgery that caused a right side weakness that still exists somewhat today, but with the exercise and therapy we're able to work that out. Just to see him out there participating and able to, after all the diagnosis, all the challenges he's overcome, it's been just a great ride, great trip. And having grown up in a grocery store, you'd see some challenged people come through and you never had an idea, but you know, Alton opened up a whole new world to us, and Special Olympics opened that world even further.
I met an athlete named Alton Smith, and at the time he was in a walker. He didn't do much. It was very difficult for him to get around and actually participate in some of the activities, but we taught him some of the ways he can do things, and taught his, spoke with his parents and educated them on some of the different ways to adapt different things. Like if he wanted to play soccer, it's difficult for him to hit the regular soccer ball, so we got a big beach ball and blew it up, and he was able to kick that thing all over the gym.
Kevin and Charlie showed us how to adapt the games, doing things to help fit each child and each challenge that each one would have. I mean, they taught us to play soccer with a beach ball, an oversized ball for volleyball. You know, we had kids playing volleyball out of wheelchairs with the oversized ball, just to bend the rules a little bit, adapt the rules, adapt the equipment to make it happen. One time, well, the first year when he started walking at age 9 without any assistance, we went to the opening ceremony, and a lot of people have seen him come up the last couple of years, going from wheelchair to walker. And my company, Walmart Logistics, has probably 100 of my fellow managers come out and volunteer and earn grant money for Special Olympics through that. But they've seen Alton develop over the years, and when he got out of the wheelchair and walked, it was
awesome. They all stood up and clapped, and it was the whole stadium. It was really awesome,
Now he's walking without a walker, no wheelchair. I think we're even thinking about bumping him up to his distance for track and field. I mean, it's what he received from Special Olympics and from his parents and the community support has been awesome. And hopefully one day he's out there running.
One of the reasons that I am doing what I'm doing now is that I truly believe Special Olympics is changing the world, and it's changing the lives of individuals with intellectual disabilities as well as those without on a regular basis and daily.
And it's not just the winning, of the medals and stuff, but it's also the sportsmanship.
Staff, I would just like to tell them thank you for all your hard work and dedication. Volunteers, just go out and do it. It's an experience that you will never regret ever having done, taking the opportunity to give these children a better chance to just be normal.
The biggest thing somebody can do for a special athlete, not just Olympics but anywhere, is give them their time. The money is needed, the time is much more appreciated, and that will be paid back to you double.
It's bigger than the money and the glamour and the glory that you see, with professional athletes. It's more than that. It's the feeling you get by just standing there and watching a parade of athletes, or watching them receive a medal, or just watching them high five and hug their coach because they won something, or they're part of a team, or they just love being here.
So this is it.